All new tonight, President Trump has signed the Kennedy-King Act into law, officially making the Indianapolis Park, where Robert Kennedy spoke almost 50 years ago, a national landmark. Back then, it was a small park in the middle of the rough part of Indianapolis's north side, and it played a significant role in Indiana history and American history on the night Martin Luther King was killed in 1968. New tonight, and only on RTV6, we look at the legacy, the impact, and the dream one group has to shout it from the mountaintop.
I have some very sad news for all of you.
On the night Dr. Martin Luther King was killed, Senator Bobby Kennedy had just landed in Indiana to give a presidential campaign speech at a small Indianapolis park at 17th and Broadway, where a large crowd had gathered. But instead,
Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis.
He discarded his prepared remarks and spoke right from his heart, and spoke in a way that just connected with folks. That happened right here in Indianapolis.
Martin Luther King dedicated his life to love and to justice between fellow human beings. He died in the cause of that effort.
While other cities erupted in deadly violence and rioting, Indianapolis remained calm. And many credit Senator Kennedy's speech. Now there's a push to keep alive that key moment in our local history and use it to fight divisiveness, use it to educate, and use it to attract people here.
This was something very special and very unique to our community, in particular our African American community.
State Senator Gene Breaux is a member of the Kennedy King Memorial Initiative, or KKMI. The nonprofit is leading the momentum locally and on Capitol Hill to enhance MLK Park with historical markers and artwork like this new steel and concrete panel with an excerpt from Kennedy's speech, and raising money to renovate and expand the park's visitor center.
It is a moment in time that we want to continue to let live through us, to know our history, is to know where we are and where we need to go.
State Representative Greg Porter is among the lawmakers here and in D.C. who have spearheaded an effort to push a bill through Congress to designate the park as a national commemorative site.
We want people to take pride in their neighborhood, pride in their city, and pride in that 17th and Broadway Park.
And if KKMI gets its way, Kennedy's speech could play a more prominent role in your children's history lessons in schools.
So we want this moment, which is very unique to Indiana, and it has relevance now. It has impact now because it's still that moment in history, and the meaning behind it all really has some lessons for today as well.
Amy DiStallo runs Kennedy King Initiative and says she's got a task force working on getting this historical event included in Indiana standards for history and change school curricula. Part of the education effort includes this month-long pop-up exhibit at the Indianapolis International Airport featuring historic snapshots and excerpts from RFK's speech that night. It's expected to reach more than 800,000 people who pass through this terminal. The members of the Kennedy King Initiative are working with IPS, Indy Parks, Visit Indy, and several neighborhood associations near the North Side Park, so more people know about the place and about the role it played in American history.
Using that as a starting place to implement lessons on justice and forgiveness.
At the very least, learn about what happened there. Learn about the value of positive words and the value of sharing love.